All right, today we are going to go over more ways of finding the least common multiple of two or more numbers. It's going to be very similar to yesterday's lesson about finding the least common multiple, but we're going to take a look at some different numbers or different type problems. So the first thing we're going to look at is problem A off page 31 in your book. Problem A says that suppose there are 13-year and 17-year cicadas, and they both appear this year, which is actually true. This year in both Missouri and the northeastern Kansas, both 13-year cicadas and 17-year cicadas appeared, which is probably why you could hear them, or they were very loud when it got to be dusk, that fizzing sound in the trees. So anyway, we're going to take a look at this problem and figure out when they both will appear again together, and the next time, not taking 17 times 13 and getting that multiple, and then those are the number of years, but when will the next year be that those will both appear together? Okay, so what we first need to do is we can either make a multiple list, or we can do the tic-tac-toe, which are the two methods that I will talk about most in class. Let's go ahead and make a multiple list for 13. So for 13, we would need to list out several factors. So 13, or multiples, I'm sorry. 13, the next one would be 26, 39. And how we get these is simply by multiplying 13 times another number. 52, okay, 65, 78, 91, 104, 117, 130, 143, okay? And then we're going to do it for 17 too. So for 17, we'd have 17, 34, okay, that's times 2, then 51, and 68. And I usually start with going out 10 on both just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. So 68, 85, 85, 102, 119, 136, 153. So if we take a look at this, so far we've gone out 10 for 17 would be 170. Okay, and 11 on 13, we still haven't found a common multiple. We've come close a few times, but we really haven't found that common multiple. So I'm going to stop doing this common multiple, listing out the multiple strategy, because we're going to talk about these numbers. If you take a look at both 13 and 17, these are prime numbers. So for any two numbers that are prime, the least common multiple of that number is going to be the two numbers multiplied together. So we could simply take 13 times 17 to find the least common multiple. Okay, so 13 times 17 is going to equal 221. Okay, now if you want to check your work, you can keep listing out factors. We could take 13 times 12, which gives us 156. 13 times 14, which would be 169. 13 times 15, which would be 182. 13 times, this should be 13 times 15, 195. 13 times 16 would be 208. And then 13 times 17 is 221. So again, we're going to start over here with 17, and 17 times 11 would be 187. 17 times 12 is 204. And then 17 times 13 is going to be 221. So again, we get the same answer as listing out the multiples of each number, only because we noticed that both are prime, it saves us a little bit of time. Now we can go ahead and check our work using the tic-tac-toe method. So we're going to draw a little tic-tac-toe board, or for those of you that want to call it a hashtag, it's a hashtag, but Back in the day, we used to play tic-tac-toe on these. And I'm going to write the first number, 13, in green. Whoops, that didn't go there. If we remember correctly, in the video from yesterday, we put the first number in the top on the middle. We'll put 17, and I'll do that one in red there. And then we're looking for common factors. So what is a common factor for both 13 and 17? Well, since 13 and 17 are both prime, the only common factor is 1, which leaves us with 13 and 17 here. And so to figure out what the LCM is, we're going to multiply everything over here by everything going across the bottom. Okay, again, making that L shape. So that's 1 times 13 times 17, which we don't need the 1 because of the identity property over multiplication. So that leaves us with 13 times 17, which equals 221. So the cicadas will appear next together, the 13-year and the 17 years cicadas will appear again together again in 221 years. Okay, so we've now made sense of our number and our answer. We're also, since this is happening this year in 2015, we can actually figure the next year that this will happen by adding 221 years to 2015, and that will give us 2,236. So I'm not going to have to witness this event again. You're probably not going to witness this event again, but maybe your grandkids would be able to be around, or maybe your great-grandkids. All right, so in the year 2,236, both of them will appear again together. So this event is pretty rare. If we had a third number, we would just add another column to our tic-tac-toe board, or we could add another number and start going over the multiples with it. For any number that is not prime, the easiest way would be to either list the multiples or do the tic-tac-toe. Okay, the only way that multiplying the two numbers gives you the LCM is if both of them are prime. So if you have any questions, make sure you ask in class tomorrow. Make sure that you complete question A from page 31 before coming to class. Thank you.